If you're over 60, stop doing these 7 things immediately. Most seniors don't know this. It is a stark reality that many crucial insights into maintaining health past the age of 60 often remain unspoken, not due to a lack of care from medical professionals, but simply because the constraints of a typical 15-minute doctor's appointment do not allow for the comprehensive discussion required. What remains unsaid, yet profoundly impactful, are the 7 common daily practices that millions of individuals over the age of 60 engage in regularly. These habits, often perceived as entirely normal or even harmlessly healthy, are subtly but relentlessly accelerating the very health challenges people strive so hard to prevent. We observe scenarios where high blood pressure stubbornly resists medication, blood sugar levels remain persistently elevated despite diligent management, joints ache with increasing intensity each passing year, and vital energy seems to vanish well before noon. Sleep, once a refreshing respite, no longer delivers true restoration. The most disheartening aspect of this situation is that many of these habits were perfectly innocuous at 45. The body at that age possessed a remarkable capacity for forgiveness, quietly absorbing the impact without immediate consequence. However, once an individual crosses the threshold of 60, the body's tolerance wanes dramatically, and it begins to meticulously keep score, manifesting the cumulative effects of these seemingly minor behaviors. Dr. Owen, having dedicated over 2 decades to the demanding fields of internal medicine and geriatric care, has consistently witnessed a recurring pattern. Patients who appear to be meticulously adhering to all medical advice, diligently taking their medications, carefully monitoring their diet, and attending all scheduled checkups, yet still experience a gradual decline in their overall health. Almost invariably, upon a more detailed examination of their daily routines, he discovers at least 2 or 3 of these often overlooked habits. These are not dramatic or overtly unhealthy choices, nor are they obvious mistakes. Rather, they are small, everyday behaviors that, until now, have never been flagged as problematic or detrimental to long-term health. The time has come to shed light on these hidden culprits, to transform unawareness into informed action. In the comprehensive discussion that follows, we will systematically explore 7 specific practices that medical experts are now urgently advising adults over 60 to cease immediately. We will count down from number 7 to the most surprising and impactful revelation at number 1. A habit that many have engaged in their entire adult lives without a second thought, utterly unaware of its silent damage. If you are over 60, or if you cherish someone who is, it is imperative to pay close attention to each of these points. The habit currently inflicting the most significant harm to your health might very well be the very last one you would ever suspect. This channel is dedicated to bridging the information gap, providing practical, evidence-based guidance that empowers you to maintain strength, independence, and control over your health for as long as possible, filling the void that short office visits often leave. Before delving into this critical countdown, it's worth pausing to reflect. How many of your daily habits remain exactly as they were 2 decades ago? Consider your morning routine, your post-meal rituals, or how you typically unwind in the evening. For the vast majority of people, the honest answer is that very little has changed. This continuity, however, is precisely where the problem lies. The physiological reality is that the body inhabiting you today is fundamentally different from the body you inhabited at 45. Consequently, your habits must evolve in alignment with this changing biological landscape. Number 7. Stop sitting for more than 30 minutes without moving. This initial insight challenges a widely held belief, a common assumption many people over 60 hold about their own activity levels. Most individuals in this age group do not categorize themselves as sedentary. They engage in morning walks, attend to household chores, and generally perceive themselves as reasonably active. However, recent scientific research has unequivocally established a crucial distinction. The inherent dangers of prolonged, unbroken sitting are entirely distinct and separate from how much structured exercise you manage to incorporate into your day. To illustrate, one could diligently walk for 30 minutes every morning, yet still be inflicting measurable, cumulative damage to their cardiovascular system by remaining seated in the same chair for 3 continuous hours every afternoon. The American Heart Association, recognizing the gravity of this issue, now formally designates extended, unbroken periods of sitting as an independent cardiovascular risk factor. This classification holds true even for individuals who consistently meet or exceed daily recommended exercise guidelines, underscoring that physical activity at one point in the day does not negate the detrimental effects of prolonged inactivity at another. The internal physiological cascade triggered by long stretches of sitting is significant. The large muscle groups in your legs and hips, which are crucial for metabolic function, become entirely inactive. When these substantial muscles are effectively shut down, your body's sophisticated ability to regulate blood sugar levels experiences a sharp and concerning decline. For anyone actively managing pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes, this represents a direct and potent driver of elevated glucose readings, particularly after meals. Beyond blood sugar regulation, circulation in the lower legs also slows considerably, leading to an increased risk of blood clot formation, a serious health concern. Furthermore, when you finally rise after, say, 90 minutes spent in a recliner, the sudden change in posture can cause a precipitous spike in blood pressure, leading to dizziness. This condition, known as orthostatic hypotension, is not merely an inconvenience. It stands as one of the most prevalent and dangerous causes of falls among older adults, often leading to severe injuries and a loss of independence. Fortunately, the intervention for this habit is both simple and cost-free. Implement a routine of setting a timer for 25 minutes. When the alarm sounds, make a conscious effort to stand up, walk briefly, perhaps to the kitchen for a glass of water, or simply march in place for a mere 60 seconds. This seemingly minor interruption serves a profound purpose. It immediately restarts circulation, re-engages those vital leg muscles, and resets the body's blood sugar regulation mechanisms in a way that yields measurable health benefits for the remainder of the day. For individuals currently taking blood pressure or blood sugar medication, it is advisable to discuss these movement breaks with your doctor. Some patients experience such significant improvements from incorporating these regular pauses that their medication dosages require careful adjustment. Number 6, stop reaching for coffee before you drink water. This next habit is particularly pervasive, deeply ingrained in the morning ritual of countless individuals, often for 40 or 50 years, without ever being questioned. The familiar pattern unfolds daily. You wake, the coffee maker is activated, and within minutes of opening your eyes, a warm mug is firmly in hand. And for the majority of your adult life, this routine was likely benign. However, after the age of 60, this seemingly innocent habit initiates your day with a subtle yet impactful physiological misstep. The underlying reason is straightforward. Your body has just completed 7 or 8 hours without any fluid intake. Throughout the night, you have been continuously breathing, perspiring, and your kidneys have been diligently performing their vital filtration functions. Consequently, every single morning, you awaken in a state of mild dehydration. Crucially, there is an age-specific dimension to this phenomenon. The sensation of thirst, the body's natural alert system for fluid needs, tends to weaken as we age. Many adults over 60 are already experiencing a significant fluid deficit even before they leave their bed, yet they feel no perceptible thirst. Into this already dehydrated state, the introduction of coffee or tea adds another layer of complexity. Both beverages are mild diuretics, meaning they instruct the kidneys to release more fluid than you are actually consuming. Thus, the very first action you take upon waking, when your body is already parched, is to actively encourage it to expel even more water. This compounds the morning deficit even before breakfast is consumed. For an individual over 60, this compounded dehydration directly contributes to elevated blood pressure readings, exacerbates joint stiffness, diminishes mental clarity, and significantly increases the risk of dizzy spells upon standing, a primary precursor to dangerous falls. The solution does not necessitate abandoning your beloved coffee ritual. The key lies in sequence. Prioritize drinking 1 full glass of water, ideally 8 to 12 ounces at room temperature, before your first sip of coffee. This singular, deliberate act of rehydration promptly replenishes your body's tissues, provides essential support to the kidneys during their crucial morning filtration cycle, and ensures your cardiovascular system receives a gentler, more balanced start before the stimulating effects of caffeine take hold. Patients who adopt this seemingly minor alteration consistently report a noticeable reduction in morning stiffness, sharper cognitive function before noon, and more stable blood pressure readings, often within a matter of days. Number 5, stop eating too fast. Before we delve into number 5, a brief check-in. If you've journeyed with us this far, it speaks volumes about your genuine commitment to your health. And for that, we are truly grateful. Your dedication is precisely why this information is so vital. Now, on to number 5, a habit that occurs 3 times a day, often without a second thought, yet its effects extend far beyond mere stomach discomfort. It is the habit of eating too quickly, and its repercussions are far more significant than most realize. The digestive process does not commence in the stomach. It begins much earlier in the mouth. Saliva contains a critical enzyme called amylase, which initiates the breakdown of carbohydrates the moment food enters your mouth. When you chew your food thoroughly and mindfully, this enzyme is given ample opportunity to perform its vital preparatory function. Conversely, when you hastily swallow after only 4 or 5 perfunctory chews, large, insufficiently broken down food particles reach your stomach unprepared. This places an undue burden on your pancreas and gut wall, forcing them to compensate by processing the food at an accelerated rate. For individuals diligently managing their blood sugar, this faster processing directly translates into a steeper and more pronounced glucose spike after every meal. Critically, this spike occurs not necessarily because of what you ate, but rather because of how quickly you consumed it. This often overlooked factor is one of the primary reasons why blood sugar levels remain stubbornly inconsistent in older adults, even when their dietary choices appear to be perfectly sound on paper. Beyond the immediate impact on blood sugar, there is also the phenomenon of satiety delay. Your brain requires approximately 15 to 20 minutes to receive and register the signals indicating that you are full. If your meal is consumed and finished in a mere 8 minutes, a common occurrence when eating distractedly, perhaps in front of the television, you will inevitably conclude your meal before your body's fullness signals have had a chance to register. This delay almost automatically leads to overeating. Over a period of months, the cumulative effect of this consistent overconsumption manifests negatively in blood sugar control, weight management, and blood pressure levels. The corrective action for this habit is refreshingly simple. Make a conscious effort to put your fork down between every bite. Aim for a target of approximately 15 chews per mouthful, allowing each bite to be properly masticated and pre-digested, and, perhaps most importantly, consciously allow your meal to extend for at least 20 minutes, giving your brain the necessary time to catch up with your stomach and register satiety. Number 4, stop skipping protein at breakfast. Our 4th crucial habit addresses a common practice at the breakfast table, one that most older adults fail to connect directly to their fundamental strength, balance, and ultimately, their capacity for independent living. Many individuals over the age of 60 either opt for a very light breakfast or, in some cases, skip it entirely. A typical scenario might involve toast and jam, a small bowl of cereal, or perhaps just a cup of coffee. While this might feel perfectly adequate in the moment, what is critically absent from such a morning meal is sufficient protein. After 60, the consistent absence of adequate protein at breakfast triggers a cascading chain reaction that negatively impacts muscle integrity and function throughout the entire day. The underlying mechanism is rooted in the continuous process of muscle tissue breakdown and rebuilding, a dynamic state known as protein turnover. This intricate process demands a steady and ample supply of amino acids, which are the essential building blocks found in protein-rich foods. Following the extended fasting period overnight, your muscles are at their most depleted state, effectively starved of these crucial building blocks. Consequently, the morning meal represents the single most critical window for delivering protein, precisely because the body is optimally primed and ready to immediately utilize these amino acids for muscle repair and synthesis. When breakfast consists predominantly of carbohydrates, such as bread, cereal, or fruit juice, the body certainly receives energy, but the vital muscle rebuilding process is significantly delayed. Crucially, in older adults, this morning delay in muscle repair and synthesis is often not fully compensated for by protein intake at lunch or dinner. Research consistently demonstrates that distributing protein intake across all 3 meals, beginning prominently with breakfast, preserves muscle mass far more effectively than consuming the majority of one's protein exclusively at dinner. The ramifications of muscle loss after 60 extend far beyond mere aesthetics. It is a critical determinant of fall risk, directly influences walking speed and gait stability, underpins joint stability, and significantly impacts the body's ability to recover from illness or injury. Each year of inadequate protein intake accelerates this detrimental loss of muscle mass in ways that become progressively more challenging, if not impossible, to reverse. The solution, thankfully, is straightforward and actionable. Aim to incorporate 20 to 25 grams of protein into your breakfast. Excellent sources include eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a modest portion of fish or lean meat. For individuals with existing kidney disease, it is imperative to consult with your doctor first, as protein requirements can vary depending on kidney function. Number 3, stop going straight to bed from the television. Number 3 on our list addresses what is arguably the most underestimated habit, a quiet assailant that inflicts its damage not immediately but subtly, only revealing its toll the following morning when you awaken feeling utterly exhausted despite 8 hours spent in bed. The pervasive pattern Dr. Owen frequently observes unfolds as follows. Individuals remain engaged with television until late in the evening, typically 9 or 10 p.m., often watching emotionally stimulating content or the news. Immediately thereafter, the lights are extinguished and they transition directly into bed. The consequence? They often lie awake for 45 minutes or more, eventually drift off only to awaken prematurely around 2 a.m. and ultimately rise feeling utterly unrested and fatigued. This is not merely a sleep problem, it is fundamentally a nervous system dysregulation. Your body operates through 2 primary nervous system modes: the sympathetic state, which governs alertness, our fight or flight response, and stress reactions, and the parasympathetic state, which presides over rest, digestion, and recovery, often referred to as rest and digest. For sleep to be truly restorative, your body requires adequate time to effectively shift into this parasympathetic mode before you close your eyes. In older adults, this crucial transition period takes considerably longer than it did at 40, and it is also far more susceptible to disruption. Screens, particularly those from televisions, emit blue spectrum light. This specific wavelength of light is known to suppress the production of melatonin, the vital hormone that signals to your body that it is time to initiate sleep. Furthermore, engaging with news content or emotionally charged programming keeps stress hormones, such as cortisol, elevated. When you move directly from this state of heightened activation into bed, your body carries that activated state into the initial stages of sleep, leading to fragmented rest, an elevation of overnight blood pressure, and a premature truncation of the deep sleep stages. These deep sleep stages are absolutely essential for tissue repair, cellular regeneration, and the critical process of memory consolidation. For anyone managing chronic conditions such as high blood pressure, atrial fibrillation, or other forms of heart disease, chronically elevated overnight blood pressure is a recognized and significant cardiac risk factor, far beyond being a mere sleep annoyance. The effective solution lies in establishing a deliberate 45-minute wind-down window before bed, During this period, dim every light in your house, turn off the television news and any emotionally stimulating content. Crucially, place your phone in another room, out of reach and out of sight. Instead, engage in calming activities, read a tranquil book, listen to soft, instrumental music, or try a slow breathing exercise. A particularly effective pattern involves inhaling for a count of 4, holding your breath for a count of 4, and then exhaling slowly for a count of 6. This specific breathing technique has been scientifically shown to activate the parasympathetic nervous system and lower your resting heart rate within minutes. This singular shift in your evening routine can measurably transform what your heart does all night long, leading to deeper, more restorative sleep and improved cardiovascular health. Number 2, stop taking your medications without tracking how you feel. This next point is not about the act of taking your medications. It is assumed that you diligently adhere to your prescribed regimen. Instead, this habit addresses a critical oversight that most people over 60 commonly commit after taking their medications, a failure that quietly renders their health conditions progressively more challenging to manage over time. The reality is that the majority of older adults are prescribed at least 2 or 3 medications, and a significant number are on 5 or more. The vast majority of these individuals take their medications on the same predetermined schedule in the same doses without ever systematically monitoring or tracking how they feel on a day-to-day basis. The common assumption is that the medication is either working or not working, and they often defer reporting any observations or changes until their next doctor's appointment, which could be months away. This approach presents a significant problem. Medications prescribed for conditions such as high blood pressure, elevated blood sugar, thyroid dysfunction, and heart rhythm irregularities all require regular, nuanced calibration. The dosage that was perfectly appropriate a year ago may now be too high, too low, or interacting differently within your body due to various factors, including changes in body weight, shifts in dietary habits, or the addition of another medication to your regimen. Symptoms that are often dismissed as just getting older, such as unexplained fatigue, episodes of dizziness, persistent brain fog, swelling in the extremities, or noticeable mood changes, are frequently, in fact, unacknowledged side effects of medication. However, because patients are not actively tracking their experiences, they rarely connect these dots. When you attend your doctor's appointment without any written notes, you are forced to rely solely on memory, often trying to recall how you felt 3 months ago, which, for anyone, is an inherently unreliable process. Doctors, by necessity, base their prescribing decisions and adjustments on the information you provide. The habit that profoundly transforms this dynamic is the implementation of a simple daily log. This can be as straightforward as 1 line per day in a small notebook. Record your blood pressure reading if you have a home cuff. Note your energy level on a scale of 1 to 10, and briefly jot down any unusual symptoms or sensations you experience. Just 2 weeks of such a log can furnish your doctor with more actionable, precise, and invaluable information than any single office visit could possibly provide. You, the patient, are your own most important and insightful health monitor. The objective and consistent data you meticulously collect between appointments is not merely helpful, it is, quite simply, irreplaceable. Empowering yourself with this information allows for more informed discussions, more precise medication adjustments, and ultimately, a more effective management of your health. Number 1, stop dismissing what your body is trying to tell you. This final and arguably most critical point deserves your utmost attention because it transcends specific dietary choices, supplements, or bedtime routines. Instead, it addresses a deeply ingrained pattern of thinking that, in Dr. Owen's extensive clinical experience, stands as the single most perilous habit adults over 60 carry through their later years. It is the pervasive tendency to explain away, rationalize, or outright dismiss the subtle and sometimes not so subtle signals your body is desperately trying to communicate. Consider these common internal dialogues. You ascend a flight of stairs and find yourself a little short of breath. The immediate rationalization is, "I'm just out of shape." A dull pressure in your chest manifests after lunch. It must merely be indigestion. Your ankles become noticeably swollen by evening. You reassure yourself, I was on my feet too long today. A familiar word momentarily slips from your memory. Oh, I'm just tired. Or perhaps an unexplained, persistent fatigue has been weighing you down for 3 weeks. The dismissive thought follows, that's just part of getting older. These internal explanations, while seemingly reasonable and even responsible on the surface, are profoundly dangerous. They are quite literally costing people their lives. The physiological reality is that the body over 60 communicates differently. The classic presentation of a heart attack, characterized by crushing chest pain, is not always the case in older adults, particularly women. Instead, heart attacks in this demographic frequently manifest as jaw aches, unexplained nausea, unusual or profound fatigue, or a persistent, vague sense that something is simply wrong. Early kidney decline often progresses without any discernible symptoms, a silent thief of organ function. Similarly, early damage to blood vessels caused by high blood pressure is completely asymptomatic, operating silently until significant harm has been done. The most serious, age-related health threats have a disturbing propensity to operate quietly below the radar until they suddenly and dramatically announce their presence when it may be too late for easy intervention. Compounding this physiological reality is a significant cultural pressure placed upon older adults to embody stoicism, to avoid making a fuss, and to adopt a wait-and-see attitude regarding health concerns. This societal expectation, while understandable in its origins, is paradoxically quietly lethal in its consequences. The transformative practice Dr. Owen recommends to every single patient over 60 is the adoption of a symptom log. This involves keeping a small, dedicated notebook on your nightstand or readily accessible. When something, anything, feels off, make a conscious effort to immediately write it down. Record the date, a precise description of the sensation, and how long it lasted. The critical next step is this: if the exact same note or a very similar observation appears more than twice within a 2-week period, that notebook absolutely must accompany you to your next doctor's appointment. You have spent 60 or more years living in and learning to interpret the subtle language of your own body. Those signals, born of decades of experience and unique physiology, deserve to be taken with the utmost seriousness. The earlier a concerning pattern or symptom reaches the attention of a medical professional, the greater the number of diagnostic and treatment options that exist. This is not a matter of overreacting. It is, in its purest form, an act of profound wisdom and self-preservation. In summary, we have unveiled 7 ordinary, often invisible habits that are quietly but relentlessly working against the health and well-being of millions of older adults every single day, most of whom remain entirely unaware of the silent battles being waged within their bodies. You now possess the critical knowledge that prolonged sitting has significant cardiovascular consequences that even regular exercise cannot fully undo. You understand that the sequence of your morning drink holds more importance than most people realize. You are now aware that the speed at which you consume your meals is directly and powerfully connected to your blood sugar regulation and weight management. You recognize that the precious hour before bed profoundly shapes what your heart accomplishes throughout the entire night. You now know that adequate breakfast protein is a key determinant of how much muscle mass you retain year after precious year. You understand that diligently tracking how you feel while on your medications provides your doctor with the precise, actionable information they need to genuinely help you. And perhaps most importantly, you now know that dismissing what your own body tells you is not an act of stoicism. It is unequivocally a health risk you can no longer afford to take. None of these critical adjustments require a dramatic or overwhelming overhaul of your entire lifestyle. Start small. Perhaps begin with a simple glass of water before your coffee tomorrow morning, or consciously put your fork down between bites at dinner tonight. Place a dedicated notebook on your nightstand to begin logging your symptoms. One small, consistent change, steadfastly maintained, has the power to affect more profound positive transformations than you might ever expect. Your body, whether at 60, 70, or 80 years old, remains remarkably responsive to the deliberate choices you make. Every single good habit you cultivate and build from this point forward is not merely slowing down the natural process of decline. It is actively and demonstrably improving the quality, vitality, and independence of the life you are living right now. If this vital video has illuminated something you had not previously noticed, please consider sharing it with a spouse, a sibling, or a close friend, because the impact of these habits extends far beyond the individual. They reverberate through every family connected to that person. If you haven't yet, now is an opportune time to subscribe to this channel, thereby joining a community dedicated to informed, proactive health. We genuinely want to know which habit you are starting with, as this community thrives and is built upon these very conversations and shared journeys. Thank you for being here today, for investing in your most precious asset, your health.